afternoon, good evening. We are back today. You're all welcome. Sometimes I feel like not coming here. It gets hard when we become a laughing stock. But God is good all the time, and all the time, that is His nature. You're all welcome. I guess everyone has a purpose in life. Everyone was created in such a way that you have a purpose in life. And when you work with the media and you're in the publishing house, unfortunately some of us did not study those things. You guys who studied those things, I guess it's not easy. It happens to just be like it's your job. Like you go because it's your job and you're getting money out of it. But it gets hard, especially when you're seeing what others don't see. And when you start seeing people who haven't hiding, there are things hiding them now. Like they haven't been hiding them, and now they are being hidden. I wonder, I sit and wonder, and I'm like, God, what is going on? It gets crazy. And when you ask other people for them, they don't see it, and you're like, but last time I saw the word share on this person's thing. No, you don't see the share. To me, as a person who, okay, I think beyond my nose, that is a message of skip out. I'll keep reminding you of the different messages the Lord has been saying every now and then. And if you attended the Divine Encounter, they talked about the pressure cooker. I did not get time to watch the president thoroughly, but I've been getting messages, like bits of what he talked about through your statuses. And it's very interesting how you're winding. And I'm like, what is going on? It gets crazy, as in it gets crazy. But as I told you, there's nothing new under the earth. I'm doing my assignments, you better do yours. And I told you, if you're not a person who loves supporting other people, after this wave, be ready to be in your own thing alone. You know that is reality. It is nothing to think about so much. It's nothing to discuss about. It has nothing to do with it's a prophecy. It is as it is. You reap what you sow. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, King of glory, King of mercy, I thank you for today. It's yet another day. It's yet a new day. Come and have your way. Come and teach us what we do not know. Come and remind us of what we already know. Thank you for this time. Thank you for this moment. Come and have your way. I decrease as you increase. I decrease as you decrease. I decrease as you increase. Increase inside of me. Increase. Take over everything that concerns me. My mouth, my ears, my mind, Lord, and block every voice that comes from my environment, block every voice that comes from Africa, that comes from Europe, that comes from Asia, that comes from Australia. Block every wave that is not supposed to be here at this time when I'm teaching. Block my ears so that I am able to hear only you speak. Lord, come and teach us. Come and have your way. Come and teach us. Come and teach us, Lord. Come and teach us. Come and teach us, Lord. Sometimes it gets so hard when you see people or hear people laugh at you. You become a laughing stock. It gets so hard, especially when they do not know the truth, when they do not have the truth in their West. It becomes so hard, but Lord, have your way. When I decided to take the path, I knew it was never going to be easy. But come and have your way. It gets so hard when the people you think you knew, they do not get the point. All they have is to complain. Lord, have your way. What is so interesting is when warnings came when the year began 3-4 years back, and they never got the point. It gets so complicated, and you created this in different ways. Some of us are more sensitive than others because of the calling upon our lives, because of the assignments you give us, because of the characters we have. And not everyone is like the other. That is one thing we forget. But Lord, keep on reminding us. Lord, I want you to speak to everyone on a personal level. I want them to hear you speak. I want you to tell them things that others are hearing and they are hard for them to hear. Lord, your servant prayed yesterday that let everyone get a dream. You are the avenger. You are the avenger. As man, we are not supposed to revenge. It is not our job. As man, we are not supposed to judge. It is not our job. Lord, give me the grace to deliver as I'm given. Most of the times, many ministers of the word deliver your messages when they're siding with others. But Lord, help me not to side with anyone apart from you, because we all chose a side to stay on. Lord, help me never put myself in a position of siding with man, yet you're saying something else. Help me understand things, because I do not understand. Sometimes I wonder why people are doing the wrong things and they keep complaining when the pressure cooker is cooking and there's more pressure being brought down. I wonder. But Lord, I need some answers sometimes, because dealing with the human mind is so hard. Dealing with the human is so hard. So hard. But Lord, help me understand these things. Sometimes it's cold and lonely, and you hear words and you're like, wow. Lord, take over. Come and teach us today. And let your will be done. Let your will be done. Let your will be done. In Jesus' mighty name, I believe and pray. Amen. You're all welcome. Today is a new day. Every day comes with its own things. Since the 3rd of June, the portal changed. As in, the wave changed. On the 4th, it changed deeper. I was wondering and asking the Lord why some of us are too emotional, why some of us feel so bad when other people are doing bad things. And I understood that we're different and the assignments are different. I talked about compassion on Saturday. Not all of us are compassionate. Not all of us are compassionate. And it gets hard when I see things are coming tougher every day and people don't get the point, and all they have to do is run around and come and check out my status, and I'm like, and some lie that they don't check out my status, and I see them and I'm like, do we even understand how technology works? Do we understand how technology works? Of course you cannot get the point. Why? The assignment is always different. It gets hard when people are spending sleepless nights praying for us, and for us we don't get the point at all. It gets so hard and complicated. It gets so hard. And some people think they're bright. Surprising, you're not. You're lacking wisdom. Some people did something yesterday and I laughed. I was like, you think you're laughing behind me, or... But guess what? Because I ignore and just move on and keep quiet, it doesn't mean I don't get the point. I don't get the message. I get the message loud and clear. And I'm like, Lord, have your way. Deal with that. I no longer have time, but the challenge is I get disturbed when you're doing the wrong things, and it gets tighter on you, and you're not working, and you don't have any money anymore. You used all your savings and you're empty now. It gets so hard when I see you struggling and crying and whining, and because of the wrong things you're doing and you're not listening, it gets so hard and complicated. I guess some assignments are tougher than others. You see, when you're in class, we have the bright students, we have the wise, and we have those who are just there but they want to be in class. It gets so complicated when a bright student gets a retake. It gets so complicated when everyone knows that you're bright, because in school they don't say wise, they say bright. Wise people, when they get retakes and they sit back in that class and do the paper again, when they pass, you don't chase. And most of the times I notice that wise people are never the first in class. Never. It gets so complicated when I see church crying, they want out. I keep writing a few things here and there. I put on my status. I share in a few groups, because you chased me out of your groups. As the message came in March that we just got out of church and our WhatsApp groups. I posted some things today that I wrote before March, when my phone crashed, when the 8 watch hours were stopped. I posted a few things on my Facebook. Most of those things were warning. Me, I'll just write. I've been writing for the past 10 years. I just write. Then in 2015, the Lord confirmed, I've made you a lead of a pen. That is why lately, especially when I'm annoyed, I don't want to write anything. I try lately not to get annoyed. It gets so complicated when I see people follow me and they don't tell other friends, and their friends are saying a lot of words, and I'm like, how come you love sharing people naked and other things and you don't share wisdom? Those are questions I have, and I wonder. I really wonder, whereby man is very selfish, they all run to get their own and leave the rest behind. They don't share. I really wonder. It still juggles my mind, and I ask a lot of questions I don't have answers. I wrote something and I said that the word friend is under testing. COVID-19 tested the word friend. And I said, you know, all the areas I've been in, we've always kept quiet about things. And you're like, what will they say? In church, we keep quiet. There are people who step on others and you're like, we need to tell that person something. And you're like, you see so and so, you cannot. Because when the pastor gets to know, that's another story together. You're behaving like tax conductors. You all dress up from your homes and go to church. But when people are doing the wrong things, you don't want to tell them. Where I come from, me as Esther, those who know me, I don't keep quiet when I see wrong things. I always step in. I did not know. But when 2020 started, I understood that it's an assignment that I've always had. It's a calling. Me, I don't keep quiet. One thing I told myself, I will tell you the truth. Hate me or love me, it is okay. Because this season just gave me a picture of you don't love me. You don't love me. Because you don't know what love means. You don't. Stop pretending enough is enough. And some of you are like, oh, you man, I cannot. Let me tell you something. The hand of God came down when a divine encounter was done. The Lord does not care who you are. The season of only one person being hit because of the truth is done. Everyone is getting their share. I have kept quiet and just looked on. Whenever I keep quiet, he reminds me of Esther 4:40. I cannot see my family die every day. I've been seeing my own people die every day. A relative of mine will be buried on Wednesday. And I'm like, Lord, why me? I don't like what I see. It is so hard, church. You're not getting out until you put yourself in order. I saw people yesterday winding and writing very weird things about the president, and I'm like, the Lord reminded me of the story of Moses. He asked Moses, what do you have in your hands? You went out to go and do what? To get the tithe? You cannot deal with the fact that you can teach. Okay, if you want people, go to their homes. You haven't been going to people's homes. You don't know where they stay. You don't know what they eat. If you really feel you want to preach, go. Why do you want them to come to your church? Why? Use what you have. Use what you have. If you have the guts of backbiting people and sending messages from here to here, call this person and tell them this one did. Why can't you put that energy into preaching the word online? What is so wrong with that? What is so wrong with that? You know, today I was attending the things the Lord said that it's a must, and the network was disturbing me. And in media, before you publish something, you're supposed to watch it. You're supposed to find out what the other media house is doing. How are they doing it? If they're publishing your own things, how are they publishing it? Because we have a habit of publishing the wrong things about people. Then I saw someone laughing at me when I said, network, you're joking, I'll watch. And I'm like, okay. It gets hard. The president said, how many? Added a fourth person in the car. I just laughed and I'm like, the book of Daniel. The Lord loves us so much. A fourth man is added in the car. And the human eye is seeing the time he wasted for you. Why did you even watch him? Why did you even watch him? Why did you waste your time? If you think he wasted yours, did he buy you data? Did he buy you data? I kept on saying, whenever you go to watch the president, make sure you're full of the Holy Spirit, so that when he speaks, you're not seeing him. It gets so hard when wrong things are being done and the pressure cooker increases. Trust me, church, you're not getting out until things are done right. I come from a family where we don't keep quiet when wrong things are done. At least me and my dad never. That is why my dad was tagged the way you wanted in church and family. I never knew I would step in his shoes. I never knew that part. Naye Mukama asigalanga mulungi. Church, this is so bad. And church, you want to preach the gospel and bring more people in church, right? Bring more people in your chaos. Bring more people in that dirty environment. Really? The people in your environment are dirty. Actually, they never got saved. It gets hard when the Lord is saying, intercessors, please, more time and pray. And they are praying. And for you just walk in and step on the carpet. A white carpet, they cleaned it, took it to the dry cleaning area. They paid money. And for you, you walk in with your mud shoes. Church, when I see you complain on social media, I wonder about the lockdown. I wonder you want out to go and do what? Because you're not getting enough tithe? You've never visited that woman who cleans the bathroom. You've never visited those people in church. I told you, people who sit at the front, people who sit at the back, most of them don't have, no one knows them. As a pastor, do you know how many people you have in your church? Do you know? Do you know how many friends you have? You, a business person who has a company, do you know? Do you know where your janitor stays? Should we call that love? It gets hard. It gets hard. Because I'm a person who never sees the wrong. I love talking about it. I used to fix myself. This time the Lord is like, no, watch, just watch and pray. I will fix it. Then I see more. Uganda, you need to wake up. People are moving on. asked Moses, what do you have in your hands? The Lord wants to use what you have. You are still holding on to that church, that WhatsApp group, the people you have, protecting them, holding on to the pictures. When someone dies, they bring their picture, we look at it, then they take away the picture and they just leave the body in the coffin and they put you in that hole. It's crazy when you see people dying. Someone never woke up. The young man in my family who is going to be buried on Wednesday, he slept and never woke up. I have one of my workmates. He lost a son in December. The boy, they went for a function. When he slept, he never woke up. You think you're different? Do you think you're different? And most of you have babies, kids that are still young. When you leave just without notice of Banange, I'm leaving, which kind of environment are you leaving your children? Which kind of family members are you leaving your children when we found out that it is all about Kezala Kekomberera? Do you think your kids, your grandmother, your mother, your siblings, your cousin will take in your kids and look after them the way you should? And you also want out. Some of you are using your husband's phones to see my things. You lied to me one time that you don't check out my things. And I had taken snapshots. I almost sent it to you. Because you do not have the wisdom, you only bright, that technology works in a different way. That I can always see you when you're seeing things. You need to be taken for a class of IT. Right now I look at Facebook and I'm like, comment, share. The people I've been seeing for years they never had the word send a message. It was like, comment, share. Now I see like, comment, send, and I'm like, and most of the times I don't want to share your things, by the way, don't confuse things. Those are you call them your personal things. Read Psalms 24 and verse 1 to 10. I'm not going to share your things. The challenge comes in when the Lord tells me share that because people need to know how things are done. And I'm like, Lord, how do I share something that has a lock? And you want the government to open, to remove the lock, when you yourself, you're locking yourself inside. Aye. Nario kane kusenga gwe omuloko zikatonda chevudensanyi kanyini nenjatula bwensanyuse nsanyuse Yesu yana zake bibi yanjagaza byayagaza ansanyusa enakuzona nsanyuse Yesu yana zake bibi namusenga natangoba nze ndiwe naye wange yampitane nditegera dobozi rye nga lya Yesu nsanyuse Yesu yana zake bibi yanjogaza byayagala asanyuse enaku zonna nsanyuse Yesu yana zake bibi nalayira nti ndiwe nachogera nga bulijjo era muntuukezo okufa ndisanyuka okuba owe nsanyuse Yesu yana zake bibi yanjagaza bwayagala ansanyusa enaku zonna nsanyuse Yesu yana zake bibi. What's so funny? When I make a mistake, you want to put it in my face and tell the whole world how I made a mistake. Because this season, that's all you did in my life. Like, all my friends are not on a bigger level. All you've done is make sure you make me realize my mistake and make sure that I apologize. But all the wrong things done in your families, your churches, your groups, your whatever, you always just step on them and you tell me, no, Esther, leave people. Don't force it down their throat. When a child makes a mistake, what do you do, father or mother? Do you buy them chocolate and pamper them the way you want? You know, all my life I've always been told the wrong I do. How I'm selfish. How when I'm talking about my prayer request, I am very selfish. I don't think about other people. I'm like, okay. No more sharing my prayer request. How I don't understand you, I judge you. And I'm like, do you know who I am? Have you taken time to study me? Lately, I don't even want to give other people's as examples because I found out you get offended and you quarrel that side. And I hear you quarrel and I'm like, even so and so. The devil is a liar. It gets complicated. When I remember Divine Encounter, how the man said the pressure cooker, the greenhouse, and funny enough how we forget very fast. And Esther has a memory of 1989, her Sunday school, her nursery school, the things you told me yesterday, the things you told me last month, the things you told me 3 years back. Sometimes I feel like reminding you all those things you've kept on saying in my life, and I'm like, it gets complicated when for you, you forget easily. By now, we shouldn't be actually complaining. We should be like, okay, I've been indoors. What am I able to do? When I saw that picture of a lion and it said that there's when you focus, you see, you get, there's a lesson in everything. I, as a person, I was never a patient person. And in 2015, I started a project. I, as a person, I love sweaters. Like, I got a name in my family, one of my family members named Mika Sweat. Like, I would always have a sweater on my back. Those who know me in school, you remember. All the time, why? I feared losing my sweater. When we were growing up, we used to leave our things in school all the time. And my mom would be not amused. My dad would buy very nice jackets from Owino. He was good at picking very, very good things. Shoes and jackets, he was very good at that. And would leave them at school. So, because I hated mommy complaining all the time when we were done with school, I would wear my thing whether it is hot or cold. Why? Because someone is going to steal my thing. And me, I hated sharing things. Why? Oluwumu is an issue, the ringworm. I hate wearing things with other people. My siblings know me. When you wear my thing, I give it to you. That is me. Some of you want me to be like you. I cannot be like you. There's somewhere where I failed to teach. Why? The person wanted me to do to teach how they teach. I cannot do that. Instead of fighting with you, I walk away. I cannot teach like you. Because for you, you're good at putting things under the carpet and we move on. I cannot do that. I am very sorry. I cannot teach like you. Then that means I am in your shadow. Me, I'm a person who watches many preachers. I am in the publishing house. I get time off and I watch and I'm like, oh, he said this, oh, this one, oh, okay. There's someone I watched and they were talking about isolation is bad. And in my mind, I'm like, I've been isolated for the past 20 years. Right now, I'm in isolation. And the way the Lord speaks in isolation, I left and I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to just publish and go this year. I will not handle. And some of you only want to watch your pastors. And let me tell you something. Your pastor either broke the covenant with God. And now the things they are teaching, you have to have the Holy Spirit to understand them more. Because some of your pastors, it is the truth. I don't want to lie to you. The Lord, last year the Lord used to show me how your pastors are naked, and I'm like, I told God when this year began, I'm like, Lord, please don't put my nakedness out there. I repent of my sins. I want righteousness. Because it gets so hard when I have seen you naked. And for you, everyone is like, yes, my pastor. And you are a vessel. And when the Lord wants to accomplish something, you have to accomplish it. Then when you're done with the assignment, he takes you out. We all remember someone on Entebbe Road. Should I mention the name of that pastor? Who died after some time. The Lord took him out. The one who used to use girls in the church. We can stop at that. And he would pray for people. But he had a problem because he had not gone through deliverance. If you have the spirit of and the girls are very good for you men, that grieves the Holy Spirit and he leaves, especially when you have a wife, even if you don't have a wife. And you are the servant of God, and you sleeping around is not a problem. Some of you have a calling, but why you're not shifting from one level is because your eyes are instead of taking that battle you have started with the president, go and read the book. taking the battle to the devil's territory. Don't take that battle to the State House. Don't take that battle to your church. Don't take that battle in your family. If your wife has been, you know, I told you during this corona area season, your wives, your husbands have become a problem. You're no longer coordinating. Why? The devil entered the house and he's doing like this. Before you know it, the wife thinks differently, the man thinks differently, yet you have to pray together. What is annoying is that the warnings came. And somehow the devil makes people forget, and we do the same things. I wrote something. The coronavirus came so that God can clean up our mess. He has sent men and women, we don't listen. He came himself, and if we don't change, a lot is about to unveil. Those things I wrote before March. And I shared it with people. They have it in their WhatsApps, or they cleared their WhatsApps. Because someone had to send me a thread of, I requested someone and to send me a thread of those things. And right now their phone is also down. Actually their phone, she said the phone was stolen. The coronavirus came so that God can clean up our mess. He has sent men and women. We don't listen. He came himself. And if we don't change, a lot is about to unveil. Unless you start living in Chronicles. Actually, I think it was in March when I wrote that before my phone fell. 2 Chronicles 7:14. We are about to see more and hunger. More and hunger will come everywhere. Egypt was wiped out. Sodom was wiped out because of their life, which didn't glorify God. Noah's days were bad. You don't want to see that. Use your body to cry out to God for mercy. I wrote those things. You can ask those guys who have those things in their phones if they still have them and not deleted. I just didn't want to mention which kind of group had those things. Why hide it? Miracle Center, the kids' church, you have those things. Before you deleted me from your groups, the church, the children, the discipleship section. Before you came and deleted me, chup, 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 on a Monday after Easter. You have those things. You either deleted them, now you're hiding them. But when God wants his things, there is always a backup plan. I told you the devil never has plan B. God has a plan up to Z. He created us. And some of you are still in your box. You know your statuses report you like crazy. And I'm like, okay. And sometimes, there are very few people whose statuses I open. Some of you write things just to mock God. And I'm like, I wish some people knew. And some of you come, there's a time I said that in deliverance we have what we call monitoring spirits. Let me hope you did not become a monitoring spirit. You thought I was joking. Some of you can't come yourself, now you're sending others to check out what is she saying today. Yesterday you checked me out after the president of me, and actually I was wondering why groups people are quiet. Then someone is like, then someone wrote on Facebook that if the president was the one teaching that class, some of us would entertain. I was like, okay. Then somehow I saw Dream TV, Pastor Sarah Dad. I was like, what's going on? When I opened, I saw the president reading Corona, the levels where I just left. I went and did my things. Then later I'm hearing the fourth man. I'm like, in 2015, around May, when before the Lord was telling, the day the Lord told me I've made you a lead of a pen, I had a conversation with someone who was telling me things. And I told the person, I cannot do that. If that thing is not mine, let the Lord take it. But if it's mine, and you've ever read the story of Daniel's friends, the fourth man in the fire, now this is the time to see that there's a fourth man in the fire. I kept quiet. I was given a few warnings here and there. And I was told how bad I am, how selfish I am. And I'm like, Lord, when you created us and the way I read the Bible, some of these things are not there. I am not ready to do some of these things. I told you immigrants, the Lord said that you tell people home what you're doing. Life abroad. And most of you are still quiet about it. I hate it when I see God walk with a stick. You see, everyone wants to go abroad. Those who have come here, you know how things are done. You know how you have to lie about your name to be able to do something. Before I came here, I told God I want to go, but I want to use my names. And I want to be able to do something where I can tell people what exactly I'm doing. And I told God, when I go abroad, I want to work. When I come back to my country, I want to be in your presence only. But in 2001, the Lord had already told me that I would travel. But He never mentioned where. That is how God works. Some of the things He wants to surprise you. I used to go for overnights with Pastor Ben Ochola, and there's a friend of mine who works with nuclear energy. He used to go there. I used to work with him when we are done. And I would work a night. But me, I don't want to, when I travel, I want to just work outside my country. When I come back to my country, I just want to be on holiday. I go to and seek the Lord. If I want to sleep at the prayer mountain, He knows. I used to tell him those things when we are done with Pastor Ben's overnights every Friday. And I would tell him, guess what? Me, I want to be that motivational speaker who is practical. Your motivational speakers, all they do is tell people how they are lazy, how you have hands and you just kulelaring. I'm like, do you know that the person you're telling those things, they did have supper? Do you know that they're sleeping in someone's garage, they cannot afford rent? What have you done, you motivational speaker who has money? What have you done? What have you done to help people? And you're also in the race of helping people by telling them what to do. Excuse me, we are not going to eat your words. Even Jesus, after preaching, He fed people using it too. Fish and 5 loaves of bread. And have you ever wondered why 5? The 5-fold ministries. Never has 5 letters. Ego has 5 letters. The stand, S-T-A-N-D. It's only push that has 4 letters. But you cannot look beyond that because you cannot see in the Spirit. And you all want why God says publishing house? So that people see your things and come and attend and listen to the wisdom or bright you're telling us. And some of those videos, the Lord wants you to see yourself after 10 years. The things you said that were not coordinating. When you left your position and started to hijack His position like some of you did. That is why you put things in the archive. And you look at yourself. Let me ask you, how many of you know me so that I can publish your things? No, I'm just asking. Some of those guys in your media house, they only publish your things on your web pages, they never share you on their statuses. Never. Do an analysis faster. The people who are sharing your things are those who do not know you, that have just heard about you, and they keep sharing. But the guys in your environment, apana hakuna. And they are all like, yes, we are loyal. I'm sorry to bust the bubble. Then the Lord comes and says, Esther, publish everyone. I always see people and they only like their own things, and I'm like, okay. The fivefold ministries. And you also have a business idea, right? And you want people to contribute their money. Moshawe Dixon started a thing of the dolphin. I have seen things contributing money. The dolphin is contributing money, and people are getting money from the dolphin. The 7,000. Simply because I don't bring him and share his things. Some of you don't know him. You just see him in the newspapers. Someone told me, wait, Katinoyo na yomu gaga. I was like, when I make friends, ask him if I've ever asked for his money. Ask him, is there. If he has given me money, I made pullovers for him. I left him a copy. I'm going to request him to publish that copy of a pullover I made for Hostelite Uganda. I told him this is a sample. And I asked him to put it in his office. I don't know whether he did. The thing I'm wearing, it's me who made it. I requested Moshawe to put that thing in his office. I'm going to request him to publish. That is where he gave me money. Because I made for his team those things. And I was a beginner. And I fidgeted. Ask him. Because I did this project for just a year. Then in 2016, February, I could not go on because I fell sick. The entire side went out. My hand could not work anymore. I hear, what's... Ask those who know me that I can even walk. I can walk when I don't have transport. There's a time I walked from Chambogo to town because I never had transport. There are times at school I used to be sick and never asked anyone to give me money. I would go to the clinic or take Chigaji. You don't know me, my dear. You've just seen me now. Learn from me with your friends. Learn how to treat people. Stop being selfish. Fish stinks. Some people don't like eating it. Why? Because it stinks. Now you're stinking. You don't like my classes, please don't come. Stay with your pastor because that's the language you understand. When Pastor Robert comes, that is a problem. As Bunjo comes, anyamo man. Mark just, oh, yonga ya bulanyo. Beno chola, Kacho yagenda tukumoya. Kansa mbra, oyo msajjo yuna yena yayo. Tampa Fred, kati abazungu, kati fetuvaga. You forget that you want a visa to the US. Pastor Tom, you are busy. You are carrying a resident inside you. That is why you luma monga. Why? Because the resident from your house is still inside disturbing you. And you're busy blaming your father and your mother. They left us. You are a father and a mother. How are you treating those kids? Are your kids proud of you? Your fathers and mothers that you're complaining about, they are in the village saying, oh, I have a son, he's abroad. Oh, I have a son, he did a master. Guess what? My son works on a particular TV station. And you're not proud of them. Your mother would have aborted you, Nyabra. They made mistakes and you learn to forgive. On Saturday a message came that if you cannot reconcile, if you cannot forgive, if you cannot repent, God cannot trust you. Not now, not ever. Because you are a hypocrite. In the army, they don't like people who are not loyal because you are fond of selling them. When you sell your team, Ofukamutuju, Bin Laden style. Church, you have Bin Ladens, be careful. Social distancing, stay in your houses and preach from there. Your own teammates, Batuju. For them, they are good at leaving people behind. And for them, they love Songambera on their own. They want you to see them, yeye mtukiri venue. And they are leaving other people behind, talking bad about them, spreading words in church. I told you, that ends with me. You did it to me, it ends with me. You need to learn to have compassion. You need to learn. Abakatuliki bazibikiriza abantu bawe. The Pentecostals, you're not good at that. Mumuteka mulujjudde ne mumukuba. But when we come out and say no, you should also learn as a pastor, as a minister, as a singer, as a mother, as a father, that what you did is wrong.